Hi everyone and welcome to yoga. And if you've only just received the link in the last half hour, that's my apologies. My admin skills have let me down this week, but you should all have the link by now. And welcome to a brand new time, because one or two of you said that 12 was a little early, and I get that. Makes it a very short morning if you need to stop and do yoga at 12 o'clock. This is going to be a 40-minute class now. Do let me know if you'd like a longer class, because I can point you in a different direction or send you some extra stuff to do. 40 minutes with less chat at the beginning, okay? But we will stick with the philosophy that interweaves our classes. We'll just do that throughout the class, and I'll give you a little bit of a chat towards the end. Make sure that you've got some space and that you're comfortable. And let's start by tucking our toes under and planting our hands onto our thighs. And just feel the ground. Because we've spent the last 4 or 5 months not knowing whether we've been coming or going. And this is the 17th of May. Things are slowly starting to open up. And it's really nice to feel grounded as we embark back into normal life. So feel the warmth of the thighs, feel the ground underneath your toes. We're going to do the striking cobra to help you warm up this afternoon. So keep your toes tucked under if you prefer, as you stretch your arms forward and lower the head to send the hips towards the heels. Take a deep breath in and allow your hips to come all the way forward into cobra. Please do drop onto your elbows if you prefer. Tucking the toes under, exhaling, moving back. And tune into your own breath rather than my instructions. So whichever side of the breath you are following, make it time with this simple movement, striking cobra. And we'll do a few. Ideally an inhale as you come forward. Ideally an exhale as you come back, but as long as you're pacing it with your breath. And if this is all you do today, then this is progress. So today's class is going to be themed around grounding. Quite nice to just occasionally ground. Feel the earth. Feel our feet. Notice our hips. Let's do one more round of striking cobra. And next inhale up into cat. Exhale when you get there. Taking an inhale, stepping your right foot forward. Okay. So, just a reminder to those of you with knee issues, you can either pad your back knee or you can double up your mat. But whatever you decide, make sure that there's no pressure in the knee that feels painful or uncomfortable to an old injury. Drop your fingertips down, and as you notice that back knee moving a little closer to the earth, just adjust it so it's comfortable. Now, we did this, I think, 2 weeks ago. I was inspired when I was walking around the woods near Braemar. There was tree roots popping up from the ground, and I want you to imagine that you're rolling your foot over a tree root. So you're sliding your hips forward and backwards, but you're lifting the heel as you come forward, and as you go back, you're lifting your toes. And allow your foot arch to mould over that imaginary tree root. Sinking into the hips, feeling a connection through your fingertips, softening across the broad shoulders. Now, if you want to work a little stronger, tuck in your back toe and move forward and backward with your knee off the ground. And also, you can take both hands into the inside of your right foot and drop the heels of the hands, and that becomes just another further challenge. So, whichever version suits you best and gives you a wee challenge at this stage. So dropping into the back knee and stepping back into tall kneeling, taking a breath in, looking up, exhaling palms together, inhaling, taking your left foot forward. Drop the fingertips and slide the hips forward and back. Take the foot a little closer to you so that you can watch that interesting paddling motion of the foot rolling over the tree root. It's in our imagination. Play with this idea. Next time you're out walking and you see a tree root, I dare you to take your shoes off and massage that foot over the tree root. Or you can do it with your shoes on. It might draw less attention to yourself that way. Now, can you take your both arms into the inside of the leg, drop the heels down, possibly taking it to the next stage, which is lifting your back knee. Good. Well done. And dropping the back knee. And again, drawing the hands towards you, deep inhale and exhale, palms together. Okay, so we've done the tree roots. We're going to come up to standing and we're going to do a tree. Use something to help you balance. Have your shoulder against a wall or use the back of a chair. Balance nicely down into your left leg, but we're not moving the hip out. Feel the big toe grounding and soften into your right leg. And we're going to hinge a couple of times, maybe 3 times. And then you're going to choose either here with the toe in the ground, sole of the foot onto your calf muscle, or be my guest and place the heel onto the inside of the thigh. Drift your arms up. Come with me on just a gentle tree in the breeze. Stay focused with a soft, steady gaze. You don't have to look at the screen. You can drop your eye line to the skirting board behind you. Good. And then palms together, having just 3 little openings into the other hip. And that's the rain on. Dark clouds have descended on the 17th of May to spoil our fun. Well, at least we can meet indoors now. So we're dropping our toe down and we're choosing maybe to lift the foot, or indeed leading with the heel, pressing the sole of the foot, and reciprocate by pressing the thigh back into the sole. Palms together, and up you go with your arms. And only if you feel up to it today, you can go for a gentle sway. So you can involve the torso, or you can simply allow the arms to do their own thing. You can keep the torso straight, or you can extend with your arms. It's up to you. It's playful time. Soften that standing knee. Try not to push into the back of the knee too much. Excellent stuff. Well done. So we come back to normal. Take your awareness all the way down to your feet, roll over your toes, okay? And I've said this before, sometimes, an objective of yoga, if there was such a thing, might simply be to align your mind above your feet. Okay, so align your mind, take it, if it's over there, or if it's back in time or rushing forward in time, just take your mind as an observer of what your feet are currently doing. You can feel the sole of the foot, you can feel the heel going down, and you can feel the ground beneath you. Wonderful. Taking a deep breath in, and let's walk to the top of our yoga mats. If you've got a yoga mat, that's okay, as long as you've got some space behind you. Oh no, in fact, we're not going to need the space behind us, so you can be absolutely anywhere. You can face me, doesn't matter. Take a breath in, soft knees, exhale. Inhale, peep up, fire up those fingers, and then exhale and push all the way up. Exhale through the feet. Inhale, open the arms, and exhale, come back into your forward bend. Inhale, look up, okay, flat back, and then push, exhale through the feet. This is the fall to fly syndrome. You can imagine the power of a rocket leaving the Earth's gravitational field. The fuel is pumping down, and it's allowing that energy, that sort of burst of energy, is firing down towards the ground in order to fly up. And that's what we're doing here. Breath in, everyone. Exhale, soft knees. Inhale, peeping up. Exhale. Fall to fly. Inhale, drift the arms open. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, looking up, lift the tail. Exhale. Through the feet. Wonderful. Okay, so the chair pose, it's not everyone's favourite pose. So I've got a little tip for us today. We're going to silently, I'm not going to use the word chant, but I'm just going to say we're going to silently sound a mantra, okay? Mantra is something that I don't really teach you guys, but I've been reading up a lot about yoga philosophy lately, and mantra is a big part of yoga going back thousands of years. But don't be afraid, it can be really simple. There is the mantra Om. Everybody knows the mantra Om. I want you to sound the mantra Om in our chair pose. Om is a long note. It's something. Okay, so taking your arms forward, sinking into your hips, lengthening your neck, silently hear the mantra Om. Lift your heels. And allow yourself to come back up to standing. Lift the heart, little back bend, palms together. Come with me again. Take an inhale. Sink the hips, lengthen the neck as you exhale. Silently hear the mantra Om. And breathing in and enjoying a back bend. Let's scoop the arms behind us and lengthen through our neck, reaching into the space behind us. Breathing in, keeping that elevation in the arms, exhaling through the feet. Inhaling back into your chair pose, sinking into the hips, hearing internally Om. A breath in and a back bend. Take the arms down and back. Reach into the space behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Taking a deep breath in. Exhaling through the feet. Lift and spread the toes. One more time. Okay, flexing at the hips, bending at the knees, drifting our arms up, sinking the hips. Exhale the mantra Om. And a breath in and a lift in the heart. Bring your palms together. Take the palms to the chest. Now we haven't done a downward dog yet. Let's do a downward dog with a difference today. I'm going to face you for a change. I'm going to encourage you to take your feet quite wide. Now your toes can be splayed a little. Deepen into your knees. Come into quite a spongy squat. And then think about walking your fingertips forward until you get to a point where you can relax your neck. It's really important to relax your neck. I was back teaching at the Barn and Barra Castle this morning. There's roughly 20 odd people in the room. And it's interesting, lots of us hold our neck muscles and look up when we're in downward dog. I realise this is an unusual downward dog. Relax your neck muscles. They don't need to be too involved. Lift with the arches of your feet. Spread your toes. Don't push into the back of the heels. Rather lift your tailbone instead and feel that ripple effect all the way down the spine. Draw your tummy in. Relax your jaw. Have a little upside down smile. Good. That's excellent. So walking the hands back towards each other and heel-toeing your feet in. And we're going to come into Melasma pose now. Now Melasma is not for the faint-hearted in the hips, okay? Now you can easily do this on a chair, okay? So I don't have a chair. I've got a little thing that looks a bit like a chair, okay? You can come onto a chair and you can work maybe up on your toes so that you're still working into those lovely leg muscles. So it's a strong pose because it's a movement that us Westerners don't do very often. Okay, so it's almost like you're becoming a little frog. And again, I want you to use your feet to paddle over. You're rowing one knee down to the side. Your fingertips are supporting you. And then we might want to take this into a classic Melasma pose. Now, very few of us will get our heels down, myself included. So I've got my heels lifted and my elbows are pressing against my knees, and I'm bringing my palms together. And this is a wonderful, it really is quite literally a grounding pose. We've got this connection to the earth. Some people habitually drop into squats all day long. Bit trickier for us Westerners, as I was saying. So we'll zing things up a little bit. You can take a little bit of relief into one heel, or ankle I should say, by opening the chest. And then we can go to either side. And now we're creating just a little bit of what we call vata in yoga, a little bit of wind. We're sort of stirring it up a little bit. Wonderful. So in yoga, they talk about different types of prana, prana being different energy flows in the body. And they talk about prana, which is very much a sort of uplifting feeling, and apana, which is a sort of getting rid of feeling. It's almost like a downward energy, which sounds negative, but it's not, because we need to eliminate stuff from our lives. We need to eliminate waste, and that's what apana does. It's like a downward energy so that we can purge away stuff that we no longer need. How are we doing? Now, I've got a slightly stronger version of this. One or two of you might just want to sort of bob out of it momentarily. Feel free to come back in. This is the last variation. Return to one of the earlier variations. Come with me. Take your right arm, place the elbow next to the inside of your right thigh, and if you can, see if you can sort of wrap your hand round the back of the ankle. Turn the palm in so that you can hold on to the ankle. Left arm now winds around, and we've not got yoga equipment, but we've got trousers, so we're going to hold on to the waistband on our trouser, and we're going to turn and lift the heart, towards your left side. Keep lifting those heels, and then we're going to go back to the center. Drop the knees if you need to, otherwise come with me. We're wrapping, hooking the inside of the elbow under the knee. That's probably the main thing you need to think about there. Around you go, and again, holding on to that elasticated waist. How comfortable, how practical, as you open the right side. So this is strong. Good. Lovely stuff. For the walkers and the runners amongst you, this is excellent counterbalance for your thighs and your hips. So we're going to come down to something symmetrical now. You've got your knees, your lower legs planted. Let's drop down onto our elbows and clasp our hands. Come with me. Take an in-breath, come forward, drop your nose in front of you, and push up all the way back. Keep going with this. This is called the baby dolphin pose, and it's a moving version. So, my 10 o'clock class this morning, as I mentioned, we're back in venue classes, nearly died when I said to them today, yeah, we're going to take it nice and easy. Some of you haven't done yoga for months, but by the end of the 6 weeks, we're going to hopefully attempt headstand. And I don't see any reason why you lot couldn't come with me on that journey. Now, this is week 1, so don't panic, okay? And nothing's ever mandatory in yoga. But let's think about this, okay? Journey to headstand. Yeah, that's easy, isn't it? Journey to headstand. We don't have to headstand. We can just journey towards it. Drop your elbows, tuck your toes under, and lift your knees. And here you are in the dolphin pose. Keep those knees nice and soft. Your head feels very close to the ground. Relax the shoulders, but you're working with those bicep muscles. You're drawing your tummy in and you're dropping the chest. If you need to, you can walk your feet a tiny bit closer towards you. Think about the tail lifting. Dropping both knees down and coming back to kneeling. Well done. So we're going to do something that's a variation on that, but feel free to do your moving baby dolphin. That's with your knees down. This is kind of the easier version, although it does warm up the upper body muscles nicely. Or you can come back to dolphin. Some of you might want to try the wide-legged version of this. So tuck your toes under, come with me, balancing onto your elbows, clasping your hands, lifting your hips, and then take your feet a little bit wider this time. So you're now doing the wide-angled dolphin. And again, relax your shoulders, your neck. Think about the tail ascending. Soft knees. Feet maybe slightly splayed or turned in is fine. Can you start walking your feet a little closer towards your face? Do you notice that your head's now dropped down onto the ground? Good. This is, as long as your neck feels okay, and as long as you're on the crown of your head, this is fine. Lift your heels if you need to. Good. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Wonderful. And then take your feet into the center of your mat, dropping down, sliding your hands all the way back into the pose of the child. Rest your forehead and soften across your shoulders. Just stay here for a second or two. Lovely, slowly lifting up your head. So whichever version you did, well done. But that pattern will maybe take us towards headstand a little later on in this term. And I love teaching headstand at this time of year because when it's not pouring a rain, you can be outside in your garden practicing your headstand on the grass. And as long as there's nobody around, you can fall about as much as you want and you get the nice soft landing. Not mandatory, don't worry. Let's take one breath or two with a flat back cat. Just move the shoulders above the wrists and the hips above the knees. Take a deep breath in and step your right foot forward. Pad your back knee as much as you need to. Let's go for a little twist. Look down at your left elbow, cross over the front of the body, drop the elbow down onto the right thigh above the knee, and if possible, take it just that little bit further. So you're hooking the elbow onto the outside of the knee. Palms together, elbows, one down, one up, and rotate your tummy towards the thigh. Smile and look to the sky. Sink your hips. Really important. Sink your hips. No, the screen hasn't frozen. This is possibly the longest pose that we're holding today. Be kind in your neck. Smile across the collarbones. Descend down into your hips. Wonderful. Really well done. Now you have a choice now. You can either tuck your well, in fact, all of us tuck our toe under, lift our back knee. You can either step back into plank or dog. It doesn't actually matter too much. If you're in plank, well done. First plank of the day. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe you've already done your PT exercises, but we're thinking of taking the tailbone and tucking it under. If you're in dog, think about lifting the tail. Those of you in plank, come with me. Start to float the hips high into downward dog. And all of us now are going to step our left foot forward. Drop our back knee and palms together. We'll go to the rotation by taking your right elbow on top of the thigh, and even better if you can hook it on the opposite side. Have your elbows one on top of one another. Sink nicely down into your hips. Breathe and surrender to gravity. Well done, everyone. Take a deep breath in, and you have the choice again of tucking. Well, you can all tuck your back toe under, lift your back knee, and then you can step either into plank or just float the hips up into downward dog if you're not in the mood for a plank today. Breathing, pushing and lengthening through your heels if you're in plank. Wonderful. So let's take our legs forward. Plant our hands down. Good. Okay. Tuck your hands under your knees. Allow your feet to hover off. Might be easier if I face you. Cross your legs. Hug your knees. Lower your forehead towards your knees. This is known as the cosmic egg. I'll be teaching this one to the kids later on this afternoon. Good stuff. Really well done. And crossing your legs. Now might be a good time to pop on a fleece or a jumper because we're going to do a relaxation and a meditation. The meditation is going to be really brief, so sit up for the first few moments, get yourself comfy, and come with me in your own time, linking your thumb and your index finger together. And this is known as a mudra, where we create a seal of energy. It allows us to direct our energy inwards rather than it dissipating and becoming wasted. And it helps us focus, which is another draw on our energy when we are distracted. Chin mudra is possibly the most popular mudra that there is. Children know this mudra very instinctively. But the version I'm going to teach you today is a grounding version. Turn the palms down, so you've still got your thumb and index finger linked. Turn the palms over so that the palms are facing down into the knees. Thumb and index finger gently linked. And allow just a moment or two to let the spine come into an alignment that is, yes, straight, but more importantly, comfortable. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And I want you to imagine the colour red. An earthy terracotta, clay-like red. And I now want you to imagine the earth. During previous phases of the earth's life, there was hardly any soil, it was mostly bare rock, but over time, plants and rock die. I want you to think of crumbling soil, crumbling earth, through your palms, through your fingertips, dropping onto the ground. And again, visualizing the colour red. So keep your eyes closed or your gaze soft as you release your mudra and place your hands in front of you. And for most of us, we'll be on an artificial surface, but I want you to imagine that you're maybe moulding your hands over the soil, over the earth. You've not got any vanity at all. You're not worried about getting the earth under your fingernails. You're just crumbling into that earth. Wonderful. So now is the time for us to have a little midday lie down. Stay in meditation, of course, if you prefer. I'd like you to place your hands on your tummy. Elbows dropping. Turn your attention to the breath, and you will notice the gentle movement in the body without any forced effort. With your inhale and your exhale. Notice your exhale. As you exhale, internally sound the mantra Om. And if you can't tune into the mantra Om, you're not familiar with it, say, that's okay. Just tune into your exhale and almost resonate with the mantra Om from the base note of your exhale. Om has a gentle pause as you inhale again, silently sounding the mantra Om on your next exhale. And repeating this soft mantra with every exhale for the next few moments. The mantra Om. Stick with it for another 2 or 3 rounds, sounding internally at a tone, at a pitch that you are familiar with, chiming with your exhale, the mantra Om. Make it long, make it smooth, and follow and stick with it for 2 more rounds. Then allow the mantra to fade away. Allow your palms to drift out to the side so the backs of the hands rest on the floor and the palms are facing up. Allowing the mantra to fade away. Allow your breath to return to normal. Wonderful stuff, everyone. Well done. If you're ready to resume your day, draw your knees up to your chest, give yourself a hug. And just take your time in coming back to the here and now. It's not really a lecture, but it's just a nod to some yoga philosophy that says, Vini Yoga, we adapt our yoga practice around our individual needs. Our individual needs is sometimes linked to the stage we are at in our lives. Brahmacharya, which is very much our youthful stage, our energetic stage. Grastaha, which is the householder stage, where we perhaps have more obligations in our lives, less time to pursue pure yoga. And then there's also the retired and the renunciation. Renunciation is where maybe we go away on a retreat and absorb in yoga for a couple of weeks or maybe commit to it for a lifetime. And there is also said to be different types of yoga for not just our life journey, but when there's little bumps in the road in that journey. There's yoga practice without compromise. So pure, dedicated, lots of practice. And there's yoga which maintains our energy, helps to protect us. And then there's yoga as a therapy. When we need it, maybe just our shoulder needs it, maybe something else is telling us to roll out the mat and practice yoga to move on and help life return to normal. So, although we're going to be moving towards something ambitious like a headstand over the next 6 weeks, do remember that yoga is your yoga and you practice for your ability and for what you need. Thank you, everyone. Really well done. Hope you like the new time, the slightly shorter class, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.